Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. It is Wednesday, middle of the week. It's been an okay week so far. I woke up early this morning, as usual, and I'm laying in bed, and I have a friend who sent me a file, and he has been conversing with ChatGPT. I had ChatGPT on my phone for just a little while, not long. Took it off. Then the wife decided that she was interested in AI and started messing with grok, which is an AI that, it used to be integrated into X, formerly Twitter. And so I thought, well, I played around with it a little bit. It was fairly interesting. It was, what is the word? Intuitive. It was responsive to the level that you could be fooled into thinking you were talking to another person. Eventually, I got kind of tired of it and stopped messing with it. Well, the wife is doing a project now that involves AI and learning how to teach AI. So I thought, let me give grok another go. And I opened up grok, and there was a app available, standalone app. So I installed the grok app, and I've been messing with it a little bit. It is very interesting. It's to me, how I am using it, it is more of a web search tool with a summary of what grok can find on the web. And the summaries are what I find the most interesting. It has a voice mode where you can talk to it conversationally, and that's interesting. My wife and I had the voice mode on, and we were laughing very intensely because we were trying to trip it up and we weren't tripping it up. Anyway, so my buddy sent me a file. He's a very spiritual Christian, and he sent me a file about he sent me a file about flat Earth and the conversation he was having with his ChatGPT. And I've read it, and now I don't follow the flat Earth theory. I believe the Earth is a globe, in essence. I mean, it's not a perfect globe, I'm not saying that. And so I got to thinking about it, and I told him yesterday I was going to run the attachment that he sent me. I was going to copy and paste it into grok and see what grok had to say. And of course, grok, being a product of Elon Musk's company, just went right into disproving everything that the flat Earth supposition had put forth, and did a fairly effective job. Some of the answers are very complicated. Some of them line up exactly to my thinking, and some of them kind of enlightened me and taught me a little bit different about how I was thinking about how the Earth works. Also, the size of space, the size of the universe is not graspable to me. I can't conceive it. I don't believe that I can ever wrap my mind around the distances and just the vastness of space. There are many short videos out there about how long it takes light to get from the sun to Earth, and the light travel from the sun, and how many minutes, how many hours it takes for it to go from place to place, from planet to planet, or from sun to planet rather. It just blows my mind that light takes that long to travel. But of course, I'm not a scientist. I'm a truck driver. But I do enjoy trying to wrap my mind around these things. I also enjoy going down the flat Earth line of thinking. I find that very intriguing. It is how do you put this? I'm not trying to be offensive. If someone chooses to believe that the Earth is flat, then I support their ability to do so. I don't follow that line of reasoning. I have flown many hours at high altitudes while I was in the military. Excuse me. I have to drink some coffee. I am struggling this morning. Anyway, the vastness of spaces. I also have a lot of trouble with the idea of bending space so that we can travel. How are you going to bend space? I understand wormholes a little bit more, but I think that the terminology of bending space, I don't know, it feels wrong. Folding over a sheet of paper and saying that this is how space will work with time, with travel through a wormhole. I don't know. That just doesn't seems like a shortcut to explain things. Anyway, I really found that I read when I put in his paper that he sent me into grok immediately sent out a multi-page response to it. And I read it this morning while I was laying in bed. And it was lengthy, it was scientific, and it was in depth. And it pretty much picked apart the flat earth argument that he sent me. It was definitely an interesting read. And it bolstered my point of view as far as the flat earth theory goes. So when I was growing up, I oftentimes struggled with the Christian teachings that I was given. Noah's Ark. How could he fit all of the animals in Noah's Ark? I don't know. Welcome to the church if I don't know. My mother loved Doctor Who. Well, if you've ever seen Doctor Who, you know that his spaceship, which is shaped like a police box from England, the inside's bigger than the outside. Okay. If God is all powerful, I suppose he could make the inside of a ship larger than the outside. So that would answer the questions about Noah's Ark. I mean, he's an all-powerful entity, so why not? Later on down the road, it occurred to me, okay, Noah's Ark, the human beings did not know that the world was round at the time. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe at the time, the world was indeed flat, and maybe it was just that one specific area. For those of you who are more science-minded, you can ignore this part. I get it. This is something you'll never believe, something you'll never understand or want to understand. So, But this is how my mind grew in this system. So again, back to the all-powerful part. If God was all-powerful, an entity that could do anything, as mankind expanded, why couldn't he expand the earth? Why couldn't he make the earth larger and eventually make it into a globe? It's an exercise that I have done many times in my own mind, and it upsets the people who I've had discussions with about things like Noah's Ark. And when they say things like, Noah's Ark couldn't have happened because you can't fit all the animals inside it. And of course, my response would be, oh, what if God made the inside of the ark bigger than the outside? That's against the rules of physics. Well, what if God decided to suspend the rules of physics? It's an easy line of thinking to defeat a non-believer, but it's very frustrating to them because they adhere to the rules of modern science. Now, I've kind of grown since that period in my life, and now I'm willing to admit I don't know. I'm willing to challenge myself, and I'm willing to take these intellectual exercises like flat Earth and see if I can flush it out and come to the conclusion that yes, it's true or not true. But when you're talking about the supernatural, which I do believe in, if you're talking about an entity who is all powerful, there are no rules. Someone said something to the effect that, why would I believe in a God who does not give us free will? Well, that particular intellectual exercise I saw for myself by saying God can exist outside of time. Well, what does that mean? God does not force us. He does not predestine us to make choices. However, because he exists outside of time, he can step into time at any point in time, so he knows what choices we will make, what we have made, and that kind of solves that issue for me. Wow, I really am rambling this morning. And this is what happens when the gimbal's battery dies. Anyway, in conclusion, I think what I'm going to have to say is I don't know. I don't believe the earth is flat. I don't knock anybody who does believe the earth is flat. It is what it is. I'm a very easygoing, easy to please believer in freedom. So if you choose to believe the earth is flat, I thoroughly believe that you should have that choice. It's interesting. It is, for me, it's a great intellectual exercise to go down that road. I really enjoy it. However, in light of what I read this morning, I probably will continue to believe that the world is generally a globe and we are traveling through space on this big rock. But the beauty of science, the beauty of an open mind, and the beauty of truth and seeking truth is I could be wrong, and have been a million times. And right now I'm running just a little bit later than I normally do at this point. So I am off to get ready for work. I hope you all have a great Wednesday. We're halfway to the weekend. I think I'm going golfing Saturday. That is something to look forward to. Anyway, I hope you all have a great Wednesday. I hope you find peace, love, and dream. Until next time, see ya.